We are live, everybody, and we're a little less than 45 minutes away from UFC 259 kicking off. 15 fights, 3 world titles on the line. It will be capped off by Jan Blachowicz attempting to keep the undefeated middleweight champion Israel Adesanya from making history in the main event as we welcome you to the People's Pre-Fight Show here on the MMAfighting.com YouTube channel. We'll answer all of your questions, react to your thoughts, your excitement for tonight's card. I am Mike Cack. We got a full crew here, of course, the Prince of Positivity, Alex K. Lee, joining us from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. On the ones and twos, the incomparable E. Casey Leiden, the baddest stash on the planet. And our very special guest, top 15 bantamweight in the world today. Let us welcome in the raging panda herself, Julia Avila, to the pre-fight show, who will be back in action herself in 2 weeks against Julia Stoliarenko. Julia, how are you? Welcome to the program.
I'm doing great. I'm excited to chat with you guys and see your insights on everything.
Yes, and before we get to the peeps, because it is their show, I did want to get your take on the co-main event in particular this evening, Julia, as Amanda Nunes will be defending her featherweight title against Megan Anderson. Of course, she's the champion in your division as well. Massive betting favorite, as one would expect heading in. But I wanted to get your take on the fight and sort of the next chapter of Nunes's incredible story being written tonight.
Look, listen. Amanda Nunes is no stranger to chopping down giants and coming across these behemoths of women. So, honestly, I think Nunes has the better striking. She has the better groundwork. She has the more experience in the cage. And she's gone against people like Megan. So she's got it in the bag. I mean, she's the GOAT for a reason.
So when people say that Megan could be a live dog and has a good chance of pulling off one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, it's a nice thought, but you're not really buying it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pipe dream. I really don't think Megan has the skill or the athleticism to come across to match up to Amanda. I think it'll be over in the first round, really.
All right, so that's going to live up certainly to the line right now.
Yikes!
There's
a lot of action. I think, Julie, I think there's been a lot of action coming in on Megan this week. So a lot of people who may have put some money down on Megan, who just saw that, are like, they're probably feeling a little nervous now because they hear from us, they don't really care, but they hear from you, they hear the realness from you. Now they're like, is it too late? Is it too late to change my bet?
No, I mean, like, look, listen, muscles are great and they are pretty, but they don't necessarily win fights. Megan Anderson, her debut fight against Cindy Dandois, she got submitted in the first round, like within a minute or two, by a Kimura, a simple Kimura, but by someone who's my size. So, I mean, she's come a long way from there. She's come a long way and built up, and it has since won times, and I'm sure she has progressed, but I just don't think she's on the level of Amanda.
Yeah, I think for her to win, she's going to have to end it early. I think if it's going to end early, I think Megan's going to have to do it. If not, it could be a very long night for her, but we'll see what happens. James Krause is her head coach. He is kind of I believe AK infamously said it, he's like a cheat code from the coaching realm. So we'll see. I mean, he's had some extra time to game plan and watch a lot of tape on Amanda Nunes. So if Megan can kind of keep to the game plan, and I don't know what the hell that could be, I don't know. We'll see. That's why they have fights.
Miss Avila.
What's the game plan?
Oh.
Yeah.
So, as a fighter, when do you, I guess, so say like Amanda Nunes, when she fought in Invicta, she lost the fight in Invicta. She's been finished by Alexis Davis, finished by Kat Zingano. Those were years ago, though. At what point do we consider like that was like the old Amanda Nunes and this is like the new Amanda Nunes? And same thing for Megan Anderson. Say the Megan Anderson that lost by Kimura to Cindy Dandois. Do we consider that the same fighter that's entering the cage tonight? I mean, at what point is there's like there are different fighters, over time and experience and different coaches and camps and things. And I agree. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I'm not trying to say you're wrong or anything, but I'm just like, when do the fights the fights are so old you really can't judge them anymore?
Of course, you absolutely have a point there. I just haven't seen the development in Megan's fight career, whereas with Amanda I have. And so that's where I'm kind of judging it. I'm basing it more so. I only use Cindy Dandois as or that fight specifically as an example, but I do think that they're completely different fighters than they are now. I mean, Amanda Nunes is a black belt, but she's won her last 4 or 5 fights through TKOs. So I mean, you can't forget that. Like, she is a black belt. So if Megan has been finding submissions, but I don't think she'll find a submission with this black belt.
Gotcha.
All right, you see the countdown clock, 38 minutes and change before the first of 15 fights. Trevin Jones versus Mario Batista will be the first 2 men in the octagon tonight. That should be a good little scrap, and then the fights just get better and better and better. What are the peeps saying, Casey? What is on their mind?
Are we ready for the peeps already? All right.
I think so.
All right.
Because we get questions loaded up since yesterday, right?
Yes. Let me go to the
I
top.
hope so.
Julia, you said at the beginning you want to hear our insight. We don't have any insight. This is why you're here. I think that was
Okay.
I think that's supposed to be our line. Was we're excited to hear Julia's insight. We do a lot of speculation. We do a lot of if I was a fighter chatter around here. But now we actually have a fighter, so no more hypotheticals, guys. We have an actual professional here in the house. What do we got, Casey?
Oh, okay. 1 second. Wait.
So I kind of want to bring this up real quick. If so, the card is amazing. There's 4 bantam fights, but have you guys paid attention to the flyweight fights?
Yes,
I love the flyweight fights.
Yeah, there are 6 men fighting. 5 of them are ranked, and it's looking to be pretty good for the flyweight division. I'm really, really excited for those fights.
Which one of the 3 flyweight fights are sticking out to you, Julia? What's the one that you have your eye on? You're like, whew, this is going to be really damn good.
So just because of the contrasting styles, where is it? I have it written down. Benavidez and Askarov.
Ooh.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be a brawl. We have Benavidez with 9 subs. Askarov with 7 subs. So, I mean, they're both coming in with really good groundwork, but I think I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Really exciting.
Does the weight miss at all affect your sort of? I guess you didn't really make a prediction, but would it affect your prediction for the fight? Askarov coming in a pound over. Do you think, as a fighter, how do you view that? Do you see that as someone necessarily trying to game the system, or do you see that as someone who there's maybe reason they had trouble making the weight, and that could affect them in some way on fight night?
There's so much that goes into missing weight. I used to think that it was just plain disrespectful, but now that I'm getting older and I notice how difficult it is, I just think, it was only 1 pound. It's not like he's trying to gain an advantage with 1 pound. I can cut off my hair and there's a pound. If he missed it by 2 weight classes, that's something different.
Shout out to Rafael Alves. A few weeks ago.
I didn't say it.
Too soon.
You did not name names. You did not name names.
He got some bad fish the night before. Give the man a break. He had some bad fish.
Who among us? You know what I mean? Who among us? That's all I'm gonna say.
He had he's got 30 fights. Came to the States for fighting in Vegas for the first time. He goes, "Hey, you want some fish?" I'm like, "Sure, I love fish." And then he's like, "Oh, I got the tummy ache." Hey, man, I'm on the fighter side. I'm very sympathetic.
Was that puffer fish?
Yeah.
He ate a whale.
Oh.
Wow.
I can't. He missed it. He missed 2 divisions. No.
Yep.
That's not any. Yeah, there's nothing there.
It's okay.
See,
that's the
best. It's all in good fun.
See, I clap back a little bit, and she picks up the mug with the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
So I think that was
that
was a little. I'm watching. Yeah.
Exactly. You see how intimidating it can be. You see people coming by the office and walking by her door, and like, Julia, did you get those things done? And no response. Just picks up the mug, and they're like, you know what? Deadline's later. No rush.
What did you need?
You know what? We'll push back the meeting.
Yeah. Take your time with those reports. Take your time.
Take your time.
Those TPS reports.
CBS reports.
You don't need to submit them.
All right. We got
All right,
questions.
Casey.
We got questions. All right.
All right, what do we got? All right, a personal question.
Yeah.
How is Julia doing preparing for her fight with Julia Stoliarenko at UFC on ESPN 21 in 2 weeks? The first thing I will say, Julia, before I turn it over to you, is maybe you should go back and watch What the Heck from a couple weeks ago when Julia graciously joined us and talked all about this. But it is a couple of weeks later after all. Julia, how are we feeling as we're 2 weeks away from this one?
I'm doing great. I'm really healthy. I'm a young, spry whippersnapper. I told my husband I'm a sexy broomstick because I'm so little right now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to showcasing what I'm capable of doing with such a game and strong fighter.
That's a good fight. I'm very excited for that one.
What card is that going to be on? What's the main event?
It's a fight night. It's not that great.
That's the Kevin Holland.
It's free.
Julia, you've got to sell this show.
It's a good card. It's a pretty good card.
I mean,
This is a
on it.
great card.
Julia's on it, so duh. I mean, the rest of the
Brunson
cards.
Brunson and Holland.
Yeah.
Brunson
and Holland.
A bunch of dudes with like muscles, but then Julia fights, and then some more dudes with muscles, whatever.
Actually, so there are Marion Renault and Macy Chason. There's a strawweight fight on it, so it's going to be a lot of really good fights. And follow me on my stories on Instagram because I'm going to try to do something pretty fun with the female fighters that are on the card.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
A tease.
Are you?
I like it.
Are you at Raging Panda MMA also on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Everywhere I can be, I am.
At Raging Panda MMA, everyone. Like and subscribe.
All right. Here we go.
Thoughts on Petr Yan's dramatic change in his fight camp for the Aljamain Sterling fight? Instead of training at Tiger Muay Thai, Yan has been training at ATT. So let us ask the fighter this question. Petr Yan, obviously, he's done a lot of work in Thailand. He's the bantamweight champion, but he has come over to the United States. And I think the main reason for that is because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and he probably just wanted to make sure that he could be in the United States in order to take this fight. But still, change of training camp. ATT is a really good one. What do you think about Jan's change in camp, and how much of a dramatic change could that give to his overall skill set training at ATT for 2-3 months or so?
I think that's a brilliant move. I think that Sterling is going to come in and just going to try to sub him. I mean, he has 8 of his wins are subs, and Yan will win this fight if he can keep it standing. And American Top Team is wonderful. I mean, yes, they have good striking, but they are known. I know all of American Top Team as far as jiu-jitsu players and grapplers. So what better way to defend a grappler than by going to a school that specializes in it? So I think I think that he's prepared himself and really loaded up his arsenal on takedown defenses and keeping it standing.
What do you think about that, AK? Him making the move to ATT? I mean, obviously he had a lot of success with Tiger Muay Thai, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to bounce around. Fighters do that all the time now. But adding ATT and those coaches to the staff here and to the game plan, what are your thoughts on Yan making that move before this fight? Because let's not forget, Aljamain Sterling also made a camp move because he's a Serra-Longo guy, but he's trained mostly at Extreme Couture for the tail end of this camp.
I mean,
First
that's
off,
the part of being a mixed martial artist.
Yeah. Can I say how much we appreciate Julia having notes? All right, we've had a lot of guests on the show. They almost never bring it up. I mean, maybe they don't need them. We have a lot of smart guests on here. I'm not criticizing. Oh, holy. See, people, always be prepared. 6 P's. Proper preparation prevents pretty poor performance. Okay, this is what Julia. This is what I tell people. Nobody listens.
Nerds. Nerds.
Mike, I don't see how the move can be a bad thing at all. Like it's not like he's going to see. Oh, the question. Wait, you were talking to me, right? Did I just interrupt Julia?
No.
I mean, I was asking.
I want to hear what you're saying.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, AK.
I mean, Yeah, it's not like he's going to some lesser known gym in the United States. Like you said, there's logistical reasons for it. ATT is such a huge gym. They're so specialized towards taking people to the next level. Like we know that they can do that. And we have commented sometimes on fighters who have found success in the UFC, but not necessarily push themselves to the next level. We've mentioned like, why fans have asked us too. It's why doesn't this fighter try a different camp? Why doesn't this fighter at least try and train somewhere else for for a particular fight? And there's there's reasons not to. There's fighters who have had great success sticking with one team. Demetrius Johnson, one of the greatest fighters of all time, it's pretty well known. I'm sure he's maybe dabbled in other camps, but is really a one camp guy. I'm never going to fault a fighter, especially a champion, a guy who could be complacent, who could say, well, I'm the champ already. It's taken me this far. I don't see the need to make a big change. But no, this is someone who knows he's in one of the deepest divisions of the UFC. There's so many people in the top 10 right now who are a threat to him. And then the next 10 is like prospects and future champions. He knows this and his team knows this. So this is a necessary move. You've got to get a different look. You've got to hear some different voices. And I think it's just an amazing move on his part. It can't be the easiest thing to do. It's very easy to just be complacent, I would think.
I think the bigger actual story is Sterling changing camps, not Jan. Because, I mean, Jan, I think we know clearly he went to a big camp and it was for a lot, outside of fighting reasons why he's there. But why did Sterling spend so much time in Vegas at Extreme Couture?
Because he lives there now.
Well, is he moved? He's not in Jersey or Long Island anymore?
He goes, I mean, he said he started his camp with Sarah Longo, spent like the first few weeks there, and then he's in Vegas. But like he brought most of his team out there. Like Marav's been out there for about a month. So like a lot of the training partners he has all went out there with him. So yeah.
Okay, so more just the location of his camp has changed rather than him with an entirely new team for Sterling.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
just adding Eric Nixick to the mix. Now he's got the PI at his disposal. All things that he kind of wanted to take advantage of.
I love fighters who move across the country for some free food at the PI. I think that's great.
I mean, it's free food.
It's good food, yeah. So you get the cold baths and a little pool with the treadmill on it. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I want to spend some time in Vegas just so I can try out all the fun gadgets.
Yeah, they have like little laser, like I don't know, like a sauna bed of lasers in it and cool things. I don't know.
There's like a bop it and you like skip around and you touch things. And
yeah, they have one of those things. You hit the thing and it's just like boop boop. It's like it's like it's just like it's like
pull it, twist it.
People shout outs in the comments if you got the Bop It reference, please. Come on, please. I know we have Bop It fans in the. You guys love the Bop It. Come on. So Julie, so it's really just. It sounds like it's almost like an adult amusement park for UFC fighters.
Oh, especially if you enjoy working out. Like one of my favorite things is to go get sweaty. I tell my friends like, "Hey, you want to do something fun?" And they said no, all the time. So yeah, it would be really fun for me.
Yeah, that's why me and Julia will be best friends when she's not beating me up. But like, let's go on a hike and climb up that stupid mountain. It's gonna be very annoying and it's gonna hurt a lot, but let's do it. All right.
Money coming in. I will say that money has been coming in on Piotr Jan over the last 12 hours or so. He's now a minus 125 favorite to retain. So that fight rules. I cannot wait for it.
Another question from John Dignon.
All right. If Israel Adesanya were to win tonight, he said he will return to middleweight. What is next for Glover Teixeira? Should he wait for his shot or fight someone like Rakic, Reyes, or Yuri Prochazka? AK, let me get your thoughts on this. I mean, this is an on to the next one, sort of a preview question, but where does Glover go from here if Izzy were to win tonight?
I mean, absolutely, he should wait. He should wait. He should wait for a title shot. There's no reason for him to fight again. I'm sure he would. I mean, he's never come across a picky guy, but this might be the one situation where I think him and his team would kind of sit down and be like, we don't want to let the UFC sound like we're not taking fights, but let's at least kind of maybe send a subtle signal that we are waiting for a title shot. We don't want to fight. We shouldn't have to fight another one of these killers at 205. So again, I know that's not a fan-friendly answer, but depending how quick the turnaround is, and we sort of people have been asking, like, well, what's going to happen with some of these UFC events coming up, 262, 263, 264, now that they've crammed 7 title fights in March, and also the strawweight title fight is also the next event, and the flyweight title fight. So there's a lot of title fights coming up. So I don't know what's left for the events coming up. So it could be a quick turnaround for the light heavyweight champ. Glover shouldn't have to wait long. And I will say, I would like, obviously for people who don't know, Glover Teixeira weighed in as an alternate for tonight's main event. I would love it if he was allowed to walk out just in case. Just in case there's a Chaz Skelly situation where one of the fighters comes out and the other can't. Glover should be ready. They should allow him to be eligible and ready until the last second. Knock on wood. I don't think this is going to happen, but he is an alternate, and he should be an alternate until that bell rings, and then he can relax.
That's not how it works, man.
Why not?
I mean, but it would be pretty wonderful. Tag me in.
Well, I said even between rounds, if someone's had like a bad round, if let's say Izzy comes up bad, I was like, whoa, man, I got rocked there. Glover, just come in next 5 minutes. You're and it's a risk though, and then Glover wins though, then he becomes the champion. So you kind of got to you got to be strategical. Like, do I want to? I don't know. I got to be strategic with your use of Glover. I don't know. So, just thinking outside the box here.
Issues with the question. There's 2 huge assumptions there. The first one is that Izzy's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to win. And the next one is Rakic. I mean, he's going against Santos. That's number 2, number 4. That's going to be an amazing fight. Like, honestly, I don't think Rakic's going to win. I got Santos winning that one. So, I mean, this question from John, shout out to John, has a lot of implicit assumptions that I just don't necessarily agree with. So I don't think I can answer the question.
Julia, should we ban John? John's already on. He knows he's a regular viewer. He's already he's on 2 strikes. He's on 2 strikes. I can ban him. No. Just say the word. I can ban him.
No, just John.
No? Okay.
Bet on me, and then we're gonna be good.
Okay,
so,
there we go.
Okay.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Always.
Just because me and Julia are buds, we've done this a million times. There is an if before Izzy, so I will give him that. Plus, I think he's throwing Rakic's name out there because Glover just submitted Thiago Santos in his last fight. So the chances of Santos fighting Glover are we've seen stranger things happen, but I got you, John. I got you. Maybe no ban here, but I understand where both of you are coming from. I'm trying to just, right down the middle. I'm like Bill Alfonso.
I got you.
Bop it, twist it, pull it. There you go. Khalil.
So who wins tonight by that manner? I don't know.
Oh, if someone pulls it, they win. I don't know what they're going to pull. Did I miss? All right, sorry. I'm just going to stick that.
That mug is so intimidating.
Listen,
I want to say something back at Miss Avila, but then she pulls the mug and I'm like, all right, whatever.
No, look, I think for the rest of the show, if we're doing predictions, bop it should mean a knockout. We're predicting a knockout. Twist it should mean we're predicting a submission, and pull it means pulling out a decision.
Okay, all right.
I like it.
This may have to be our thing. I'm just spitballing here.
So Buffer's like, and winner by twisting it.
Don't rule it out. Boppet's coming back. Getting that Boppet stock.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Coming back.
Okay, everyone in the comment section, there's too many if questions. Let's ask.
Yeah, guys.
Everything's if this. I'm trying to stay away from all the hypotheticals. Yeah. Let's
talk
about.
I see that too. Casey.
Like if this. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to. I'm having a hard time finding questions.
Well, Casey, can I? Well, look, I just saw a hey yo from our pal Jessica of the Crystal Crew.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Mike, you've talked to Julia about crystals before. Obviously, Julia, we know you are a geologist. Now that we have a woman of science here, perhaps we can finally dispel this ridiculous notion that these crystals that people are throwing.
Oh, we lost audio on Alex. I'm sorry.
Someone muted him.
I'm sorry.
The crystals are working. We cannot hear you, bro.
This is so great.
Oh, what is he saying?
Case is walking away. Oh, man. Poor AK.
Oh.
No. Stop. All
right, you're back.
All right. Fine. I'm just glad I got to say what I said.
Oh, I'm sure, and we all understand what you said, and we're going to move on.
I hope everyone takes my words.
Takes
My words to heart, and however Julia feels about crystals, I'm sure we'll find out eventually. But I'm just saying.
Hey, AK, go bop it.
Whoa.
All right.
Can we get Julia's thoughts on crystals? Are you a do you have crystals, Julia?
Julia, help America.
I love my minerals, and everything will have power in it if you believe that it does. So that's my stance on crystals.
There you go.
That's science. I can't argue with that. I can't. That's science. Brian Kelleher, I owe you an apology. There you go.
All right. No if questions.
Okay,
all right, while we wait,
I know. Yeah.
AK, if I give you $20 free to put on what fight is going to be the fight of the night tonight, where are you putting it?
You know what? I got a crazy feeling as I was doing my predictions the other day. I don't know if I kind of like Rakic Thiago Santos. I got a feeling it's going to be more of a stand-up fight. And when it does go to the ground, I think it'll be fun to watch. I think there'll be some because I think Santos is a little bit underrated as far as his defensive wrestling. I know he's a striking specialist, but he rarely gets dominated in the ground. It's not like that's a thing where he gets taken down and just wrestled to a decision. That doesn't happen that often. It's obviously not his number one strength, but he's been around so long and he's working that part of his game so much. And Rakic is a good striker too. Rakic, I know he used a lot of his ground game to beat Anthony Smith, but before that, he's got really good Muay Thai, things like that. Probably not as good as Thiago Santos, but he might want to test it. I don't know. So that for me is sneaky. I think that one could be really good. I actually like, so the main card opener.
He just coached Yana out of submission or out of being submitted. So
right.
He definitely has the fight IQ to get out of it. Now, whether he can perform, that's left to be determined. But I agree with you. I think that it's a really good contender for fight of the night.
We had Jesse Thundercleese on Instagram saying, all right, no one anywhere has said one word about Medic versus Elon Cruz. So I want it on the record that fight will be an absolutely wild fight. There will be nothing but absolute bombs flying. I love that fight too.
All right.
That's a really interesting one.
If that wins fight of the night, we shout out this person on our podcast, right, Mike?
Done and done.
That'll be a check the tapes.
There are so many fights on this card. Julia's got got to go to her second binder trying to find notes on that fight. She's like, who?
I took notes on this one specifically.
Let's hear them. Medic v. Cruz. I like this fight.
Julia, is this how you are with again, you're a geology career with fighting, with everything? Are you a big note taker? Are you a big binder person?
Yes,
is this
of course?
I
mean, I do have a science degree, so I got through school somehow. I definitely didn't just threaten my professors or anything.
Says anyone that has threatened their professor. I totally didn't threaten them. It's just a strong suggestion that I get an A on this paper. That I didn't actually turn in. I'm joking. Was there a question, or are we just scared of Julia right now?
Julia, have you found your Medic Cruz notes? Yes.
I forgot what fight I'm looking for.
So Medic,
she's all like, I'm a college graduate. I have a science degree. I can't remember what happened 2 minutes ago.
Julia, you were supposed to bring
the head for fun.
That's true.
You were supposed to bring composure to this show. Yes, we were talking about Uros Medic and Elon Cruz. Medic coming off of a Contender Series win. I am hearing a lot of buzz about him. He made his bones up in Alaska Fighting Championship, which I think is still, I don't know if they're still broadcast on Fight Pass. Probably a lot of his fights are on there. And it's really not a bad promotion at all. If you guys look up like Alaska Fighting Championship, there's a lot of good names, a lot of people who are in the UFC who come up through there. So 6-0, definitely one to watch. I think that's a fine prediction. Elon Cruz, also a Contender Series contract winner, I believe.
Flying knee against Stephen Wynn.
Oh yes, there we go. So I could see why there'd be some excitement over that. It's unfortunate almost that it's like on the stacked card, because I would love to see that on a fight night. Something like that, maybe getting a little more shine. But I wonder how early people are planning to tune in for a 15 fight card, one that's this deep anyway.
I didn't take notes on this one.
Julia, I was stalling for you to get these.
That was
I was like, this is gonna be. I was like, you know what? I'll stall here. As soon as I'm done, she's gonna break out this wicked like Cruz mid each fact.
No, I want to say I would love to, but I just noticed that they were unranked, and I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be a fun fight. They both look really athletic. We got a southpaw and we got a switch stance, so yeah, I think it's going to be a very fun fight for the fans. I don't know anything about him, so I like hearing your words on it. And so I was right.
Casey and Mike, what are your choices for the fight of the night? If you had to throw down a 20.
Oh, fight of the night? We're talking that already?
If you had to bet, if you had to pick one, if there was money on the line.
I mean, I gotta go with Jan versus Sterling. I mean, just it's a wimpy pick. It's a safe bet. I feel like that's the best way to put my $20. You know, we get 2 extra rounds. I feel like this is the more competitive of the 3 fights. I mean, the odds are in that favor as well. Jan the slate lean here, so I'll throw it on that. But I mean, Christ, there's a lot of options here. A lot of options
Mike,
for
you have to stick with that pick because you've been saying that all week. You've been saying that for like 2 weeks. I think when the fight was booked that it would be. So you cannot deviate from that pick.
That's my pick.
Yeah, have to. Casey,
I'm going Santos Rakic.
Yeah, I wonder where you got that from.
I don't like your attitude, AK.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Julia's mug.
What's yours, Julia?
Actually, so I really like the flyweight bout between Bontorin and Cara France. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. You got Cara France TKOs. He's got 9 of them. But you have Bontorin, who has 11 subs. So the dichotomy there is pretty huge. And they both have a lot of experience. So I don't know. I think that has potential, especially with those little guys. They can go forever. So they have that power and they have the cardio. I think they're going to be slinging. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really like seeing a lot of blood. So,
well, you're fighting Julia Stoliarenko. I'm sure you saw her Invicta fight with Lisa Verzosa. So that's what you want. That's what you want to happen in 2 weeks.
I mean, to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to me. Nothing against her. I'm sure she's a lovely woman.
Casey,
all right, what do we got now? Do we see? I thought we saw.
Yeah, we have
our good friend Tristan Gordat.
Because we're not going to get a question about this. I know. Julia, how much do you know about Amanda Lemos and Livia Souza? Are you familiar with them?
Souza. So I know Souza.
She was Invicta champ. I think she was Invicta champ when you were Invicta.
And she was ranked number 15 right now. She's coming off a loss, I think.
No, when? She's coming off.
No, win. She coming off a win. I know she wants to climb.
She won her
up
last
the ranks.
fight.
Yeah, she beat Ashley Yoder.
She won.
Decision. And then she lost to before that. She lost to Brianna Van Buren.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that one. I remember that one. Yeah.
I just remember Amanda Lemos. How do you say that? Is it Lemos?
I think you're right. I think it's Lemos.
Yeah, I remember she beat Mizuki Inoue, and she's like just a gigantic strawweight. I remember.
She is tall.
It's her first fight at strawweight, isn't she? Isn't it?
Is that what that is? Oh, okay.
She was a 35er. Yeah, she's dropping 2 weight classes for this. Yeah.
No. She has her last 2 fights have been at strawweight. Her debut.
Oh, but she was a 35er before.
Yeah. She took a last second thing at bantamweight, and then I think this was before. I don't know if this was before the suspension or after she had a USADA deal with the USADA, but yes. Oh no, it was after. So yeah, she just wanted to get back in there and took a 135. But yeah, she's not a bantamweight. No.
She was her whole career until her last 2 fights, though.
Right.
Oh, okay. It's like another load, like Jessica Andrade come in the UFC at 35 and wind up being a 15er a couple months later. Yeah.
Stick to a division, please.
Have you always, Julia? Have you always been a bantamweight, even in your like regional fights coming up?
I had 1 fight against Marion Renault at featherweight.
Oh, wow.
No, that was my very, very first fight.
And you won, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, look at you.
It's my claim to fame for a long time.
Your claim to fame to me was your first fight in Invicta when you had your finger snapped like the other way, and then because I was so excited to see you fight, and then like your finger went like turned the wrong way, and you were like, the camera, look at my finger. I was like, this lady's crazy. I like her.
Yeah, I attract like-minded, so
Yeah.
I got you.
All right. Questions that maybe Julie
Questions
has
and comments.
Do we see Tristan's? There we go.
Tristan.
Are we underselling the importance of the fight between Islam Makhachev and Drew Dober? The winner possibly catapults himself into facing a top 7 opponent of the lightweight division, inching closer to title contention. Julia, let me get your thoughts on that. I'm sure you have notes on these because both of these gentlemen are. I know Islam is definitely a ranked fighter. Your thoughts on Islam Makhachev versus Drew Dober, and is this fight kind of flying under the radar, so not getting the love and attention that it probably deserves?
No, I don't think it's I mean, it's getting the appropriate amount of attention. Dober is unranked and Makhachev is ranked 14. I definitely think it's a stretch to get one of them to fight top 7. I just don't. I think both of those guys are going to be going out there to fighting just to stay alive. Dober wants to break into the top 15, and I don't know. It doesn't light my fire.
AK, let me drop a number on you, buddy. Okay, listen to this. So the website and the book that the UFC always goes to, at least Brendan Fitzgerald always goes to, is William Hill. And we talked about where the line for this fight was yesterday. Right now, according to William Hill, Islam Makhachev, a minus 500 favorite now over Drew Dober. What are your thoughts on?
So it went up.
It went up.
It went up for Makhachev.
Yep.
I mean, I honestly look. I think it sounds bad for like people are saying anything bad about Dober, but it's really not that. I think it's we're talking about when we see that kind of line movement, casual interest, right? There's probably people who in the last couple of days just heard about the Khabib connection. Maybe they watched Embedded and they're like, oh, this guy's like Khabib trains this guy. This guy's got to be at least as good as Khabib. And then they go Google, they look at the articles. A lot of articles will come up like Islam being asked about being the Khabib, that kind of pressure. So people see that, they see that name, and they're like, okay, well, this guy's got to be good, right? And then they look at the record. Really, there's a lot of, if I were a casual fan, there's a lot of very obvious signs of like why this person's favored, and I can see people want to jump on that right now. And again, it is not disrespect to Drew Dober. Drew Dober is a really good lightweight, great striker. He could knock Makhachev out. I mean, the guy's super dangerous. But I mean, if we're talking about grappler versus striker, this is that kind of matchup. And Makhachev's a grappler of the highest order. You're gonna lean in that direction. So it makes sense. But as far as facing a top 10 guy, it's kind of like what Casey said. Like it's difficult to answer if questions right now, especially with lightweight, where when you say top 7, you're talking about a lot of star power, a lot of politics, a lot of guys who have the ability to pick their fights, pick and choose their fights. So, I mean, definitely nothing is guaranteed when it comes to the top 7. I'd be very surprised if you saw the winner of this fight get a top 7, top 8 opponent. I think it's really doubtful.
Makhachev's my lock of the night.
Lock.
I think that line is very accurate.
Accurate.
And,
okay.
The only thing I'm worried about Makhachev is he hasn't fought since September of 2019. So that could be a disadvantage or advantage. Who knows? Wouldn't you say? I mean, it's kind of. Would you say so, Julia? Like being out for over a year and a half it really depends on the fighter, I guess. I mean,
I think it's rough. I think it's coming off.
It's always going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, it's usually, I mean, you'll see it in the first round, dusting off the cobwebs, and it doesn't matter how much you train. It being in the cage is completely different than, training your
even the hardest sparring
rounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing matches the anxiety, I guess. Is it the anxiety that's the big difference, or is it just the fact that the other guy across or female across the cage from you is trying to rip your head off? Is like
no. Everyone comes at me. Everyone tries to rip my head off. That's totally fine. That's nothing new. It's the unknown of the other person. You know what I mean? I have my teammates and the people that I spar with that I know. I know their moves. I know their quirks. It's the unknown. So it's not the anxiety, because we're at the highest pinnacle of, this sport. Most people don't get nerves anymore. And if they do, they're lying. It's just the fear of the unknown.
Julia, you had a massive, I know there was a long break between, we mentioned the Renault fight, your first pro fight and your second pro fight, but since your career sort of began in earnest, I know, and then I'm looking between your first and second UFC fights, there was almost a year-long gap. So, did you feel that? I know you had a lot of, it's kind of different for you because they booked you to fight Carol Rosa a couple of times, more than a couple of times. So I guess you were in training, you were preparing to fight anyway, but having not actually fought until ended up fighting Gina Mazzani, did you feel that layoff? Were you like, man, this just feels weird? Doesn't it just feel? The performance certainly didn't show, but I don't know if in between that it was felt.
No, I definitely felt the layoff. I actually did get a little bit of reprieve from being in camp, so I was able to, eat what I wanted to eat and kind of do what I wanted to do. We thought the world was ending, so I kind of lived it day by day. Now, that camp, it didn't hurt as much to get back into camp and then I was supposed to fight Carol Rosa, and then a week before my fight, I got an opponent change. The one that hurt the most was when I was supposed to fight Nico Montano, and I was in another, 4 or 5 month camp, and I got switched up and actually ended up being injured. So that one was the one that it really, really took its toll on me. So being in a perpetual camp and or being laid off for X amount of time is just difficult for a fighter to bounce back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we're running out of time, so maybe a couple more questions.
Lightning round.
Lightning round. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Tristan.
You rule, Tristan. We'll see you on to the next one. Ooh. Which Australian, either Australia or New Zealand fighters are winning and losing tonight? Interesting question here. There are a lot of city kickboxing
to the notes
folk on this card.
Yeah.
I love the page splits.
What do we think?
Should we go name by name just quickly?
So
all right, so we got
that's a lot.
The first one is Carlos. Is Carlos?
No, Jake Matthews.
Jake Matthews. Wait. Oh, that's right. The Matthews fight is. I thought that was the featured one. Okay, so Jake Matthews versus Sean Brady. Jake Matthews. Does he get the victory here? It's about a 2-1 dog right now.
I'm going Brady.
I'm going Matthews.
Brady.
Okay.
I think this fight is a lot more competitive than people think it's going to be. Like, I understand the shine and the hype around Sean Brady. I think Jake Matthews makes things interesting, but I think Brady will win it down the stretch. I think he wins it in the third round, 29-28. Give me Brady to stay undefeated.
All right.
Then we have the debut of Carlos Ulberg, the handsomest fighter of all time. The guy just has the moneymaker. I'm married. I'm man enough to say it. The guy is a handsome man.
Before we answer,
he's fighting.
Wait. We have Ulberg, Kyler Phillips, and Drew Dober on this card.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying random names. No link. I'm not linking them together, but it's getting sweaty. All right, go on. Sorry.
Y'all are fawning over these guys more than me.
Welcome to the show, Julia. Welcome to the show.
All right, Carlos Ulberg versus Kennedy Nzechukwu. There we go, Nzechukwu. AK.
I'm buying into the Ulberg hype. I admit I don't know a lot about him, but everyone's saying the right thing, so I'll go Ulberg.
Casey.
I got Ulberg.
Ulberg for Julia. Casey.
Ulberg by Bop-It.
Upset alert. Play the horn. I'm going with Kennedy. I'm going with the Texan. This is one of those situations where the layoff, I think, will help a fighter because Kennedy has all this talent. He trains at Fortis MMA, and the fact that he's got 2 years to just work on his game and stay out of there and just develop, I think it's going to be a big advantage. Look at the numbers, too. He's got a massive reach advantage in this fight. If he could stay away and keep things on the outside, he's going to be tough. I'm picking him to pull off the upset tonight. I think he gets it done. At plus 210, if I had a couple shekels, I wouldn't mind sprinkling a couple on there. I'm not going to, but I think Kennedy's a very live dog tonight. I really do.
The problem is Kennedy needs to stay on the outside, and Carlos is so dang handsome. You just want to get close and look into his eyes. So I don't know. You got to look at all angles, Mr. Heck. I'm just saying.
Mike, also you have to remember it's not 2 years. It's 1 year and COVID. So he might have not been training those 2 years.
That's true. That's very possible. I don't know. I like Kennedy. I think he gets it done. I think it's a decision. I don't think it's the prettiest decision of all time, but I think it's a decision win. And, Alberg will be back. This is his first UFC fight. So what else we got? Kai Kara-France and Bontarine. Anyone? Who's got Kara-France? Raise your hand.
Kara-France by Pullet.
Ooh, by Pullet.
Pullet,
By Pullet, yeah. Yep.
Bontarine for me.
Is he going to twist
decision.
it? Oh, pull it? Okay.
Nope. He's going to, he's going to pull it. He's going to pull it.
Okay.
So, yeah. If he wins
skills.
this, he's definitely pull it victory. Yeah, for sure.
Guys, I'm using this from now on. You guys know I'm using this from
Forever.
now on. This is not just for today.
All right. Adesanya. Raise your hand for Adesanya.
Bop it. Adesanya, bop it.
I got it.
Blachowicz, pull it. Blachowicz, pull it.
Yep.
Adesanya, third round bop it. I'm telling you.
third round bop it. We didn't mention
right?
the co-main. No, co-main.
Megan.
Oh, what am I?
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, she trains in the U.S. now, I guess. So
that's true. Touche.
But
right.
certainly.
This is a Nunes sweep, right?
Nunes twisted.
But I'm predicting. But how does Nunes do it? Julia said first round bop it.
Oh, first round bop it.
Yeah.
I think I said I can't remember what I did in our official predictions. I think I said second round twisted.
I'm going third round twisted.
I'm going a very Nunes versus Durandamine 2 type performance. So it's going to be a pull it.
A pull it.
Pull it for Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
Amanda fights very smart now. She fights. She knows the W is what matters, and she will that small cage, and Megan not being able to really use that. I think her 6 foot long frame in that big cage. I think she's gonna get stuck on that cage wall, and Amanda's gonna take her down and hold her down and win a dominant decision. But I do think there will be some dangers at the beginning. Amanda's like, this isn't I'm not gonna make this a 50-50 fight. Basically, I think Amanda's gonna take it down and dominate on the ground and cruise out to a decision, or a pull it.
You think Megan's gonna last 5 rounds?
Yes. Well, I know. People forget I know you said Amanda has 2. About to start soon. Amanda had finished a bunch of TKOs or something recently, but her last 2 victories were actually 25-minute decisions over Durandamine and Felicia Spencer. Nothing was really highlight reel worthy. It was just very smart, calculated W's. Because I think Megan is a more experienced fighter, being at Glory this long. I think James Krause has gotten her prepared enough to, at minimum, last 5 rounds. I'm a positive guy, I guess.
I'm telling you, I think I truly believe this. I think Megan's gonna put Amanda in trouble at some point in this fight.
I do.
She's gonna clip her with something,
and that's why I think Amanda's gonna go. Oh nope, this is not the smartest way to try to win this fight in a stand up, swinging and banging type of fight with Megan.
Usman, it's going to be like Usman Burns-esque. Like, I think something's going to just come out of nowhere in the first round where it's just like, whoa, could this really be happening right now? And then Nunes will get her feet under her and, win the second round, probably have her in trouble, and then put it away in the third. That's where I'm going.
All right.
There you go.
Guys, I know we got to run soon. I just want to say, what a pleasure it has been to have Julia on the show. I mean, not just the expertise, not just the threatening mug, the very intimidating mug, but the notes. Guys, most importantly, the notes. All right. So I hope I'm speaking for all of us. I think when I say I hope we can have Julia on another Q&A or a preview show or something. I know that the viewers are loving it. So definitely great having you around, Julia.
Awesome. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I appreciate
By the way,
opportunity.
By the way, are the competitive Snuggles t-shirts out yet?
Yeah, we're going to be shipping them next week.
Where can we get those?
You can go online to tkocombatsports.com. Just Google search my name and Panda shirt, and you can order it up to Monday.
There you go. Get your competitive
shirt.
Snuggle shirts. Get them today before the
you.
big fight on March 20th. Julia, you are awesome. Glad to have you here. For Julia Avila, for AK, for Casey Lyden, I am Mike Heck. Enjoy the 15 fights, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you later on tonight.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Happy birthday, AK.
Stop it.
Oh, happy birthday.
Not my birthday.